Eternity. When you're done, you let us know so we get started. Yeah. I'm in everything. And then pray. Good morning, everyone. You're welcome to this prestigious occasion, which is the first ever press conference of the People's Alliance for Change, PACT. My name is Modu Lamin Almu Sarso. I am the Secretary General of the People's Alliance for Change. To my immediate right is Mr. Umar Barrow, who is the chairman of the movement, or the alliance specifically. To my immediate left is Mr. Papa Jai, who is the deputy chairman of this noble alliance. And next to Mr. Jan is a lady in the person of Madam Jainaba, who is the public relations officer, the PRO of the People's Alliance for Change. Having introduced members of the high table, I will quickly hasten to read the program itinerary. There has been a slight change, so we take note of that. Instead of having the chairman, Umar Barrow, to give his deliberation, we will have the deputy chair, the deputy coordinating chair, Mr. Papa Jain, to make a statement before the chairman. So that's the little change we have done. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, members of the media fraternity, members of the People's Alliance for Change, PACT here present, invited guests, our colleagues in the diaspora, etc., you're all welcome. And we all know when we talk about politics in our country, the Gambia, our country have earned the respect and admiration in the world for its peace and hospitality. Most of our concern over political engagement and participation has been very impressive. But recently, there has been a calamitous decline in the consumption of our national unity. So we needed a unifying political movement that can unify the country against tribalism, against party politics. So this is very essential, which is one of the reasons why this press conference is held. Therefore, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I have the singular honor and pleasure to call upon the Deputy Chair, who is also the Chair of the Coordinating Committee, Mr. Papa Jai, to give an overview of the Alliance and preparations and the objectives. You have the floor, sir. Wow. Okay, so we have to switch. Oh yes, then we use this one. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yes. All right.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Thank you very much, the MC. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, distinguished guests, fellow Gambians, good morning. It is my honor to provide you with a brief overview of the People's Alliance for Change, PAC, who we are, why we are here, and the vision that drives the historical alliance. The historic alliance. PAC was founded in September 2025 at Lamin CDC by a committed group of patriotic Gambians who recognized a growing national urgency. Our country has endured the consequences of weak, incompetent, and ineffective leadership, and ordinary citizens continue to bear the cost. PAC was born out of the collective desire to salvage our nation, protect our democratic future, and ensure that the Gambia is led with competence, integrity, and accountability. Our mission is straightforward: to unite all movements, political parties, individuals, interest groups, and civil society voices under one powerful alliance that places the national interest above personal ambition. PAC is coordinating a nationwide coalition to forge and support a single, credible, and capable candidate who will champion the will of the people and lead the Gambia to a new era in 2026. PAC envisions a Gambia where leadership is defined by service, not self-interest. A country where government institutions work, public resources are protected, and every citizen is empowered to live with dignity. Our vision is for a united, peaceful, and progressive Gambia, guided by transparency, justice, and strong democratic values. To achieve this vision, PAC has adopted a broad, inclusive, and national structure. At the apex is the National Leadership Council, which provides strategic direction. This is supported by various thematic committees, including governance, communications, mobilization, youth, women, and policy development. PAC also maintains active engagement cells in communities across the country, ensuring that voices from every corner of the Gambia are represented. Our alliance model creates space for movements, political parties, independent actors, and civil groups to participate equally and contribute meaningfully. PAC is not a movement of one individual. It is a coalition of Gambian citizens determined to change the trajectory of this country. We firmly believe that unity is our strongest tool. Only together can we restore hope, rebuild trust, and deliver leadership worthy of our people. As we move forward, as we move towards 2026, PAC remains committed to deep consultations, national engagement, and transparent processes that will guide us in selecting the best candidate to lead this nation towards lasting change. Ladies and gentlemen, this alliance is bigger than politics. It is a national rescue mission. And today, we open our doors to the media, the public, and all the Gambians who believe that our country deserves better. Thank you. May God bless the Gambia.
Thank you very much, our able Deputy Chair, who is also the Chair of the Coordinating Committee for the very wonderful deliberation. He has spoken about the overview of PAC, its formation, our objectives, the motive behind, and what is our mission exactly. At this juncture, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to acknowledge the presence of my good brother and friend in the person of Mr. Kemo Fati, who has just joined us. Kemo, you're welcome. We are delighted to have you here. And it's very, very important. It's very important we look at some of the things that has been said by our able Deputy Chair. You see, the Gambia is facing a political turmoil, and the climate is very adverse. What we can do to correct the mistake that's been done in 2016 is to have a national unity system of politics adopted in place, because that's a very huge error that Gambians still need to witness. This error is the error of choosing a leader who represents a party. So party politics is affecting our nation severely. such that we have decided as an alliance to bring together movements, groups, whether youth or women groups, registered and unregistered political parties, even individuals, coming together to transform the juggling biscuits of our country into a beautiful synonym of brotherhood through national unity. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, respected brothers and sisters and dignitaries invited, without any further ado, I would like to humbly call upon our able chair in the person of Umar Musa Baro, who is the chairman of the People's Alliance for Change Pact, to make his deliberation. You have the floor, sir.
Good morning, Gambians. Good morning, Media House present here. To bring the background of the People Alliance for Change Park. Yeah, People Alliance for Change Park. This is a group of people who come together to initiate that Gambian people or Gambian politicians should come together, which we call alliance, for interest of our country. So this was found in September 2025 in Lameng CDC, which we sit as a group of Gambian people to discuss the situation of the country today. In that, I want to go to the local language whereby Gambian people can hear down there who are listening to me today and who are here because the message should be clear to Gambian people. So that being the case, I would like to speak the language whereby they can understand very well. He said it here. Pagla Finto Jam today, I think that out of forestation. While Gambia Nyami be Beal. So group of people will discuss. Yajiko is going to be very difficult for a single person to come and change this country today. So more Clinton Banko Falinola, Paki will understand, while on the Pagla Finton Arabi, we see Dan Kachata as a Gambian, we could put a politician or someone, we better Miran clean. Because Mbea Jele Gambia or Yami. Near other countries, Jibi, surrounding countries today in the Gambia, and surrounding country of the Gambia today, even Yato Bakale. So nobody can come. Multiple outside, Mimbina and the Gambia Duku, Namik Gambia Dumonti. So that's why PAC come here. PAC Manna as a movement or a political party. PAC Mukafol to me around Goinata, put a politician or someone together. Put politicians nang better miracle na Banco Duku. Because now single party mota kinola jang abakolea. So Kamalin Mul Nadaka initiate because in form of Mulabijamia initiate. So until we just initiate it, we unify people. After unifying, we are going to invite political parties. The political party will come in lead. So that's why we are here today. We don't put Manfel Landi on the table right now. Manfel Landi Mialonko, Stretcholem, Walonto, na Timor so the Mialonko to go for 2026 election. Benjamin to be, Wolem Kabamenol Kumandi. You be a small party, be a big party, we are calling Gambian people to come together. We all know this country cannot go without coming together today. That is the belief of PAC. But let Gambian people know that PAC is not a political party, PAC is not a movement. PAC mu group de mil findira nang pour que Gambia political falling. Ka falling nyami 2026 soran sa Gambia sa government so de mi alan ka transparent government. Avec le banque de mi alan ko mo be sa kunoji. Politician, I am calling politicians. Mamu be kuma the politician all. Put na together na Gambia. Though we will have, our personal interest, fine, but we want to take the personal interest aside. We take, the personal difference or political difference aside. We come as a country, we come as a nation, also Banco Samano. So, wala nantel fintran na initiate pour aller on board. Ma politician kumandula and Gambia women, youth, we are calling the elders, the religion leaders and the how to call it? We are calling the Gambian youth and the women, the interest of the country. You be a political leader down there or political movement leader down there. We want you people to consider Gambia. Look at our sick in the hospital. Look at our women in the garden and the market. Look at the country going today. The cost of living in the country today, that's more, make Gambian people to come together to make sure to have a group which is going to do that negotiation to bring politicians together. That is Pakistan today. We are doing that negotiation right now. We have we have people who answered our call. This is 13 to 15 political party and the movement today who respectfully answered our call. But to make sure Gambian people to understand this point, we don't have no structure as of now. We don't have nothing in place. We want to do it together. So you are not left behind. We are not left behind. We want everybody to come. We push it together. This is national issue. So we are calling you people down there. For God's sake, let's see Gambia. Let's see Gambia. We can change it. Nobody can change Gambia, and this changing is going to be different. It's not going to be like 2026. That is our stand. Our changing, everything is going to be on table, nothing on the carpet. Everything is going to be transparent. Everything is going to be by, everything is going to be go through the laws of the country today. We are not calling individual people to come and lead, but we are calling the whole country. We are calling the CAFOs. I'm repeating. We are calling the CAFOs, Mamusul Kumandika, Musu Kafol, and Inchawal funding Kelu. Barimba Fraleko, then make them down there. Special diaspora. We need you people in this. Diaspora Malkumandika, Kurbanko Solution Minkona, Alial Dakijan, Impact Balsan Kurnabe develop. Be today, near Gambia, history, Murundu Komodomandi, and be Gambia is so sad. So, Moto Kenola, Kunkilimala, particularly Kenola, the Miroto, left the party pay together, Nana Gambia Bondi 2026. Little cost of living today, be today. Gambia is just definitely, we need to risk our country by who politicians to come together. Politicians, I'm going to stop my word here, to call politicians, let them come. We just initiate, we don't put nothing in place, we want you people to come, just be unified, we want you people to come and lead, we follow. So that be the case, there is nothing miss here, there is nothing we do as of now, but we want to be, collectively, as a Gambia, as a nation. So today is Friday, we can see that there is no time, but I'm going to stop here to say Juma Mubarak. Gambia, I'm thanking especially our media houses today. I cannot do nothing without thanking media houses. I'm giving that advice or that, light to you people to extend this message correctly, clearly. The message which is important here is unity. We want unity. We already set up a team who are doing that to do dialogue. Right now, the dialogue is going high here. We don't leave no party, we don't leave no group, we don't leave no youth, no women. What our intention, our aim, our intention and our aim is to see New Gambia 2026, a good governor, good government, whereby all Gambian people can see. Though we know not everybody can work in the government, but togetherness we can have a good government. When we have good government, definitely Gambia, what we are crying will get it. So this is the word I want to put there. Media houses, please, you just extend this message clearly, both different language, so that Gambian people can know and to see our stand today. Thank you very much.
Thank you graciously, our able chair, for the very wonderful remark. I will call specifically, without any further ado, I will politely hand over to Jainaba to speak in Wolof. Then I will acknowledge the presence of a few people and we move smoothly. Jainaba, you have the floor. Oh, sorry.
Come here.
Good morning to everyone. My name is Jainaba Jata, the PRO of PAC. maa ngi nuyu képp ku nekk seen tur ak seen sant yéen mi nga xam ne yéen a ngi teew fii tey di nuyu presse bi di nuyu suñ executive board bi PAC di nuyu suñ members yi ak representatives yi yëpp maa ngi nuyu political parties ñi nga xam ne ñoo join PAC maa ngi nuyu movement yi tamit ñi nga xam ne ñoo join PAC di leen wax ne suñ chairman bi Mr Omar Barrow lu mu wax rek loolu moo fa nekk dama ko bantuwaat rek soo gisee ñu taxawal PAC bii nii is because of us Gambians because dëkk bi su fekkee ne mu ngee dem nu mu war a demee there will be no need for us to have a movement bu nga xam ne dañ bugg a andi political parties yi yëpp together pour ñu make sure ne ñu unseat the current government bu nga xam ne moo fi nekk ñun yëpp gis nañ dëkk bi nu moo demee su fekkee ne mu ngee demee nu mu war a demee ñun comme nu ma leen ko waxee si njëlbeen bi duñ doon jóg waaye PAC ñu ngee oo jigéen ñi ñu ngee oo ndaw yi ñu ngee oo suñu yaay yi pour ñu ñëw ñu jàppale ñu si movement bu nga xam ne moom lañ organise nii to make sure ne dëkk bi nu moo demee nii ak lu nga xam ne ñu ngi koo dunda si dëkk bi ñu mun ko fii génnee te loolu ñun rek ñoo ko fi mun a def naka lañ ko mun a defee bëgguñ ko jóg pour xeex bëgguñ ko jóg pour saaga let us all come together ñu jël suñ karta yi PAC candidate bu ñoo tànn ñun ak Gambian si yëpp ñun ñoo koo tànn together candidate bu nga xam ne PAC dina ko tànn comme suñ chairman bi nu mu ko waxee ñun ak Gambian si yëpp ñun ñoo koo tànn together right now lu ñoo def nii mooy dañoo won Gambian si ne am na movement bu nga xam ne dafa taxaw pour andi political parties yi together xeebuñ benn political party bu mag bi bu ndaw bi movement bu mag bi bu ndaw bi ñu ngi oo ñëpp ñu ñëw ñu bokk ak PAC nga gis Gambian si seen boppa dinañ mën a tànn njiit bu nga xam ne foog nañ ne njiit bi moo mën a yóbbu réew mi te ñun suñ njiit bi tànn organising coalition pour ñu change government bi rek ñu em ci déedéet ñu ngi organise suñ coalition bi pour ñu change government bi change système bi ñu make sure dëkk bi dox nu mu war a doxee because the past coalition buñ fi am mooy dañ change government bi rek loolu rek lañ fi def apart from that defuñ dara loolu moo tax ñu nekk si coono buñ nekk nii so su fekkee ne dañ bugg a dëkk bi mu move dañoo change government bi change government nu moo doxalee PAC nag loolu la taxaw pour def te ñun mënuñ koo def ñun kenn nuñ ko mën a defee mooy we have to engage all Gambians ñu bokk si movement bii nii ñu engage all political parties ñu bokk ñu tànn benn njiit bu nga xam ne mooy yóbbu réew mi loolu mooy taxawaayu PAC te ñu ngi oot ñëpp ñu ñëw join PAC ñu make sure ne ñu push agenda bi mu dem bàyyuñ kenn nag ñëpp lañ ci boole even gars yi NPP si sax ñu ngi leen a invite pour ñu ñoo bokk si PAC bi fii nii ñu choose a candidate bu nga xam ne dina mun a yóbbu Gambia ñëpp mënuñoo liggéey si government waaye soo amee fooy jàppa ngay xëy di liggéey sa dunda bi yomb living environment bi is suitable for you you don't have to kill yourself to be part of the government mun ngaa nekk si sa site yaa ngee liggéey loo war a def yaa ngee dundal sa njaboot so ñu ngee ooj Gambian si yëpp ñu ñoo bokk si movement bi ñu push narrative bu nga xam ne loolu moo ñu tax a ñuy jóg ñu push ko ñun ñëpp ñu taxaw benn baat ñu choose a candidate bu nga xam ne dafa represent a whole Gambia du toog foofu noonu mu am a set of people yi nga xam ne ñooñu laa represent wala mu toog foofu noonu di liggéeyal a set of people Gambian need a governance government bu nga xam ne dafa liggéey pour Gambian si yëpp du segregate du xool yow fan nga bokk fan nga dëkka du xool ne kii suma friend la kii suma xarit la dafa liggéey pour Gambia bi yëpp PAC loolu moo ñu tax a jóg loolu moo tax ñu taxaw te loolu la ñoo engage Gambian si yëpp ñu ñoo bokk ak PAC ñu choose a candidate bu nga xam ne dafa njëriñ dëkk bi njëriñ ñu ñun ñëpp loolu moo tax PAC bi ñëw di leen jërëjëfal ne tey Friday la ma gàttal kaddu bi we have lot of speakers yi nga xam ne dañ war a wax di leen wax jërë ngeen jëf
People's Alliance for Change sa kaddu rafet nañ lool si gàttal wax rek dina bëgg a acknowledge the presence of a few people who have just joined us or they're here with us, commencing with the organizing members of PACT with Boubacar Jabate. Mr. Ibu Gay is also here. We have Mr. Dudu Dao, Musa Jallo, Ibrahim Sise, lawyer Hassan Martin, Ndai Ture, Fatou Sow, Jane Fati, Ibrahim Ajata, Pa Ibra A.A. Sise, and we have Prof. Mbalo, our very good friend and brother, is with us here. Lamin J. Ture is here. Lamin Jata, Sajo Bojang, Vicente Mendy, our good friend, is here. And Ibrahim Esba, of course, who is my fellow writer, and he is also the current PRO of the Writers Association of the Gambia. Ladies and gentlemen, we've heard the two speakers, the previous speakers, demystify in their explanation. They portray the image of the Gambia that we want to see for ourselves and our future generations yet unborn. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, it's critical at this moment to read the press statement. And before we do so, I would like to tell you that this press statement is going to be read by Mr. Kemo Fati, who is not a new face. And Kemo will take us through the press statement to better understand the purpose of this gathering. Kemo, you have the floor now to read the press statement.
On behalf of PAC today, I want to greet all the ladies and gentlemen here present, the press, distinguished invited guests, representatives of civil society, public stakeholders, and fellow Gambians. Good morning, and thank you for honoring our invitation to this important press conference conveyed by the People's Alliance for Change, PAC. Today marks a significant moment for our alliance as we take another bold step towards strengthening political participation, national unity, and civic engagement in the Gambia. The formation of PAC is rooted in a shared desire to build a platform that brings together diverse voices, movements, and committed citizens to genuine national transformation. We are gathered here today to update the public on the level of preparations undertaken by PAC in recent weeks, clarify our mission, our vision, and organizational direction as a unified national alliance. Introduce the interim coordinating leadership structure responsible for steering PAC during the transitional phase. Provide a space for open dialogue through question and answer with the media and citizens here present. PAC firmly believes that political process must be transparent, accountable, and rooted in the will of the people. This press conference reflects our commitment to openness and public engagement. PAC is built on simple but powerful principles to restore integrity, justice, and development in the Gambia through inclusive leadership and citizen-centered governance. Our objectives include promoting democratic values and national unity, strengthening youth and women participation in leadership, advocating for transparent public service delivery, providing a platform for collaboration and among progressive movements, championing economic and social political reforms. As part of our initial phase, PAC has established an interim coordinating leadership team to guide our activities before a full executive structure is finalized. This interim team will manage communications, policy directions, coordination, mobilization, and strategic planning until the restructuring process is completed next week. We highlight PAC is not a closed group, but an open alliance welcoming credible Gambians, organizations, and movements that share values and a vision for national progress. We recognize the essential role the media plays in strengthening democracy and accountability. As such, we want to reassure all journalists and media houses that PAC remains committed to working cooperatively, transparently, and respectfully with the press. We also appreciate your role in amplifying national conversations and ensuring public access to truthful information. In the coming days, PAC will launch a series of national outreach engagements, release our initial policy framework for public scrutiny, expand consultations with civil societies, youth groups, and political actors, and announce the full executive structure of PAC after the restructuring process. This alliance is a collective effort. Its success depends on the active involvement of all Gambians who seek a better future, one built on justice, opportunity, and responsible governance. We thank you once again for being here. Your interest, your coverage, and continued dialogue will help strengthen our democracy. We look forward to your questions during the interactive session shortly. I thank you all for your attention. Besides the press statement, I would also like to give a statement to the Gambian people and all the actors there being, starting from the very top of governance. His Excellency President Adama Barrow. The emergence of PAC should serve as a moment of reflection for the head of state to to understand that this is the Gambia we inherited back in 2016. We deserved a new constitution, which was supposed to be championed by you. Today, because you have relied on the constitution that which was here by a regime that oppressed the Gambian people, you backed on that to stay for a third term. This is unacceptable to the Gambian citizenry as a sign of frustration and desperation from a citizenry that sees its country heading towards the wrong direction, where we want to correct you as a leader that have brought immense development to the Gambian people. Build roads, reduce traffic, strengthen women. President Barrow has done a great deal of work. But if President Barrow steps beyond the borders, beyond the boundaries, to push the Gambians for a third term, he has insulted the entire National People's Party, that no competent person exists to replace President Barrow in his party to allow a level playing field for a multi-party contest in the Gambia's democracy. And the people of NPP, together with President Barrow, will connive to suppress the will of the Gambian people, to take the Gambian people back into a dictatorship. This is unacceptable. And now the Gambian people must speak in a collective voice. And this has to go to all the opposition leaders, that this time around, there is not a multi-party contest. The Gambia failed to have a new constitution to renew its democracy. Now you must speak together in one voice for the Gambian people, to the president and to the world, to show him that this no longer is not a level playing field for a multi-party contest, but we must come together to ensure that the promises of the previous coalition are met, and that the Gambia is preparing for an equal playing field for a multi-party contest. This is the sole aim of PAC coming together, starting that national conversation. We did say that in fact the coalition talks must not begin in January, but must begin before January arrives, because you cannot fatten your pig on a market day. If we want to collectively show the leadership and awaken the entire Gambian people, let us make it a habit of standing with the truth, understanding that we are a fragile nation, that people cannot even stand and protest here. You, the Gambian people, gave us that power. You gave us that power to stand and protest. Solo Sandeng had died for electoral reforms in Westfield here. A decade later, Solo Sandeng's dreams have not been met. The diasporans cannot vote. There is still no electoral reforms. We are still banking on the 1997 Constitution, a constitution designed to instill power to a few people, to enable a country where executive power becomes almost dictatorial. This is not the Gambia that we dreamed of. So, Honorable President Adama Barrow, if you are listening, I feel that there is thousands of competent people in your party. Allow the Gambia for a multi-party contest. A third term is not something that the Gambian people want. And this is why we call upon the opposition to unite, so that you can reflect within yourself to understand that time has come when you have to put forward your resignation and no longer contest, and you will be hailed as a hero in this country. But if you fail to do that, time will come in this country. We all know the disrespect that comes from the Gen Z. For us, the millennials, we are good. So do not erase the goodwill that you have created in the Gambian people, and do not make yourself a fool to the Gambian people. For the people who are close to you, they will want you to stay. But you as a president will continue to be paid by the Gambian taxpayers' money until the day you die. That is the greatest honor we can give you, Your Excellency. So we urge you to hear the plea of the Gambian people and do not contest for the 2026 election, so that all of these efforts that we are making here will no longer be part of the discussion. The Gambia will be free for a multi-party contest. But if you insist, this movement will do everything that we can in our power. We will strengthen the democratic processes. We will reach out to our partners, our allies, and all the opposition parties that so be exist in this country. That this time around, the 2026 election cannot be among three people. It must be among the Gambian people and the National People's Party. Let us see who really represents the people of the Gambia. Thank you very much.
That's actually one of the most eloquent press statements one could have ever witnessed being read in such a gathering. And the secret of the mouth is best known by the chewing stick, so we don't need to elaborate more on this. I think the message is straightforward, and we all know why we are here. So without any further ado, let me just invite Ms. Alimatu Sow to make a statement, then we move straight into the Q&A to save us time. Alimatu, you have the floor to just make a very brief statement. You're reminded that you have about 1 2 minutes to deliver this beautiful statement.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Assalamu alaikum adunani. Assalamu alaikum diaspora. Assalamu alaikum Gambia. Di wax ne jëri ngeen jëf pour li nga xam ne nangutoo bi nga xam ne nangutoo leen ko tey mu nekk tur bi nga xam ne moom la nangutoo bi gàddu si biir ay mbooloo yoo xam ne dañ taxaw si nag ak kàddu góor ñu tuddee ko PAC moo nekk People Alliance for Change. Comme ni ko waxkat yi waxee rek loolu moo fa nekk PAC nag ñoom pour discrimination ñun seetuñ xeet seetuñ religion seetuñ which political party yi belong ñun liñ gis moo nekk Gambia ñun liñ gis moo nekk no to term bu Adama Barrow no to term and then waxuñ ne sax no to term waaye comme Mr. Kémo ni ko waxee moo nekk rek xanaa amul keneen koo xam ne National People's Party bi mun na moo jël ki nga xam ne moo nekk tànki président Adama Barrow ba moom mu mun a fulfill li nga xam ne suñu constitution bi mu nekk li nga xam ne moo nekk di gaay Gambia xanaa ñun amul loolu si National People's Party bi su fekkee ne nag loolu tey la tey Mr. President tam mun ñu ko xono kon waa Political People Alliance for Change mun faat ñu nangutoo leen ne fi nekk na réew mi wax dëgg fa yàlla toll na foo xamante ni waruñoo gis xeet waruñoo gis religion waruñoo gis dara li ñu war a gis rek moo nekk ni na président Barrow wàcca ak government bi ñu put in another government PAC nag waxuñ ne kii mooy lii waxuñ ne kële mooy lii ñun liñ soxla moo nekk a change not only change but I always mention this we need a positive change because I'm on to change, but it was not a positive one. So this time around, we definitely need a positive change. And positive change will soon go pour ñu mun koo am wax dëgg fa yàlla dañoo delluwaat baax ci ni ko indee woon in 2016 ba mun a indi change boobu noonu den loolu leen war a takkeewaat suñu digga ñu ñëpp ñu boolantoo si benn kàddu ñu ngi oo ndaw ñi ñu ngi oo mag ñi ñu ngi oo political parties bi bis even NPP ñu ngi leen invite pour ñu ñëw join People Alliance for Change su fekkee loolu mun naa am nag dëkk bi réew mi Gambia mun ta dem si gannaaw ndaw ñi Gambia mun ta dem si gannaaw jigéen ñi jigéen nag ñoo dee fal nguur jigéen ñoo dee suñu stratégie ba nga xam ne dinañ mën a wàccee nguur gi fi nekk tey li ñoo gën a advocate nag moo nekk rek taanuñ benn leader dara nekk bu ci kaw table bi waaye ñu ngi all political parties all movement foundation yëpp nañ ñëw join together ñu génne fi li nga xam ne moom moo nekk di am si dëkk bi because dëkk bi fu nekk ni wax dëkk fa yàlla ni moo demee jarul kenn di ko wax kenn kon si gàttal rek dinaa ñëwaat tamit baamtu li ma wax fi léegi si soose mbe moo be kontaan na moom mooy tooni kontaan la mbe Gambia noon kontaan na mbe diaspora kontaan na mbe parti leader mbe maɓeɗe jam mbe moo be kontaan na tooni kontaan la min tello People Alliance for Change delle naata jam People Alliance for Change ni a moy bankuɗiŋol they are citizens nde be mu janti nde men mbi jan nde be mu citizens ɓe so what come our constitutional right ay mol sembentuya pour ngana be nga kafu nga banko bondi abe yejin community be party leader sol be commande la be movement leader sol be commande la be MPP ko commande la pour be ngana nga dem nga banko dogo pour banko eta ñaar Gambia la ñaato ta ateta wala musol koma ateta funding ke wol be funding ke wol be ko commande la be yayi ka ko commande la be mo mi ala ko Gambia di wati ibe diaspora ibe Gambia be mo be commande la pa pour ngana we work and then fight for a positive change so time amut maa ngi nuyu ñi nga xam ne ñoo fi teew ñëpp maa ngi nuyu high table bi di nuyu parti leaders yi nga xam ne ñoom ñoo join PAP ba tey tamit di oo ñi nga xam ne ñëwagul ne yéen ñëpp ñëw leen parce que we are going we are moving and then ñu ngi move with a strong force bu nga xamante ni duñ violate any rules yu nga xam ne ni suñ constitution loolu la teg duñ lépp loo xam ne PAP dinañ ko def dinañ ko teg ci yar dinañ ko teg ci teggin duñ saaga parce que am na ci ñoo xam ne already am na loolu si seen constitution yi wala si seen mandé di ne saaga bokk bi nguur gi li ko génnee du ay saaga du ay gaaruwaay lan moo koo génnee moo nekk ñun ñëpp ñu takku suñ digga ñun ñëpp ñu bokk a nangutoo ñu xool the interest of the nation moo nekk suñ moral la di Gambia. We want to get back that smiling coast of Africa into the Gambian face. On that note, I thank each and every one of you. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. I will start here so far.
Primarily concerned with who leads the coalition. PAC is primarily concerned of the genuine need to come together. That selection process, since we say we are a civilized people, we are a democratic people, let's allow those democratic principles to allow that leader to emerge within the coalition. Majorities can be there. You can have a majority here, but you have to always understand that majorities do not decide what is right or what is wrong. Your conscience does. So if every Gambian, every opposition leader operates within their right conscience for the interests of the Gambian people, they would know that definitely without a coalition, they would lose this Gambia to already a regime that has denied the Gambian people of a constitution. So with that being the state, what are they prepared to do for the Gambia? Is it that they want to propel themselves personally to be leading the coalition such that it affects the unity of people coming together, or would they put aside their differences? Would they put aside their egos? Would they put aside their personal ambitions for this Gambia to materialize into the Gambia that we wish? So we want to say we create an equal playing field. So that means that the person who should actually lead the coalition must not have any intention of running for office afterwards. It could be someone who is totally independent, but it could still also be, say, the majority of the people holding. It could even be somebody that we, the Ghanaian people, will go and resuscitate. To say, look, even if you have lead politics, let's say people like Ali Hassan, we can revive them to come and put this coalition on a trajectory since they are out of the political realm. These are all possibilities, but it must come from conscience. It must not come from whether we have majority or we have less of a people or we are the most popular or President Barrow is going to lead. So there's all of these things running inside the head of the opposition. When there's a declining popularity of the presidency, everybody thinks that they are going to win. And this will cost them the ultimate victory that they are looking for. So right now, it's not a war who's going to lead, who has the upper hand. It's a conscience to save this country. And whoever must lead that must understand the sovereign purpose that is bringing it. It's a sacred duty that this coalition is calling for. So whoever is there, we don't mind. We really do not care who leads this coalition. What we care about is that unanimous spirit of the Gambian people calling for change.
Thank you, Kimo. Well responded. May we now have the name of the next person? Yeah.
Your name?
For free is that there is no stronger political party than PAC. And can tell you this for free. So lolu motax ñu ngi oté ñep pour ñu ñëw ñu join People Alliance for Change. Si suma biir wax naa ko mané buñ seet xeet buñ seet xas askan buñ even seet religion comme kii moo lim fi wax PAC léegi amatul dara loo xam ne tegal bu nekk si kaw table bi kii mooy nekk parti bi la loolu nekkul interest si PAC ñun suñu interest moo nekk ñu génnee Gambia fi mu nekk ni tey yóbbu ko si yeneen level boo xam ne ñun ñëpp loolu moo nekk suñu dream loolu moo nekkoon suñu xeet in 2015 te loolu la ñoo continuer waat di ko def I think I've answered your question. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. So
yeah, for now, like I said before, we have 13 to 15 political parties and the movement who are answering to who already answered our call as far. But as of now, I tell you here, there is nothing on the table. We are calling others to come so that we can move it together. So that is our call for now. And she was saying here, how is the political party for a movement? First, it's a group who come together to see the necessity of the country today to bring concentration, discussion of the further parties to come together. We just unify people so that the owners can take charge. Those are the politicians. So as stand today, we are all the politicians to come and take charge. That's it. I think I've answered the question.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Distinctively, I think. Thank you, brother.
Thank you so much. That's a very important question. So basically what we can tell you is that our mandate has passed for now. We are definitely in consultation with all political parties, movements, as you said, as my colleagues have just said, to ensure that we bring all the political, we serve as a bridge to bring all the political parties, like-minded people under the same umbrella and allow them to make their own decision in terms of selecting who their leader is and all those stuff. So that is our goal now. So that is our primary objective. So that is what we'll be working on, and that is what we will ensure that we will always be doing to ensure that obviously all the other parties will definitely understand our message and definitely know what is at stake. Yeah. That's it. No. So basically, if anybody want to expand on that, I will allow my colleagues to expand on that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, our brother, Mr. CDB Kani, for the question. And let's gently take the mic round to.
No, it's not answered.
Yeah. Is your question answered?
No, it's not answered.
Okay.
In that situation,
Yeah.
in that situation, if the coalition fails, we will know the Gambians fail, the country fail. That is not part. Because our intention here to bring people together, interest of the country, not personal, party or movement. This is interest of you and I and others listening to me today. So if that won't happen, we will know that like my brother says, we will know Gambia still now we have a problem and Gambian people fail, including the sitting government. So that's why in that I'm telling you, God forbid again. If that won't happen, we know that we have failed as a country. So now that is the point we are here to call people so that that won't happen. In collaboration with other people to come join how we push it. We don't want to anything for 2026. It's an interest of the good Gambians, interest of the politicians, interest of the youth and the women. So that in the case we don't need nobody there. And to be sure, we are going to do this every day and night. We don't have no day off. So that Gambians can be king. And we can change. We are going to start changes in our members as staff. That's why we are doing this consolidation. So give you that hope, that what is going to happen, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us. That's what in 2026. You want to say something?
May God forbid. That's what my brother said. Kemo said.
No way boo xam ne dinañ mën a fail si li nga xam ne loolu leen taxaw pour bañ a fail moo tax ñu génn depuis 2015 xaaruñ ba 2016 ñu doog a génn and then pour bañ a fail moo tax dañ ko put on a solid foundation boo xam ne ni comme ni ñu ko waxee c'est une party interest c'est une movement interest this is for the interest of the Gambia so we are not the least expecting a failure in this.
Sure.
Thank you.
2025. So, to answer your question, if everything fails, now we want to see what is the scenario of failure looking like. The whole Gambia refused to unite against a system that has continued to propel what has been in the Gambia before. There is no difference between 2 years and 15 years. There is definitely no difference on that. So if that fails, it simply means that it is not the NPP that failed us, it is a collection of all the opposition parties who refuse to come together to save the Gambia against an incumbent that has been here for over a decade. So therefore, that sort of failure will have to reflect as far and wide within the youth fraternity. The youth, like I mentioned before, will not sit idle by. We will no longer be silent observers of our own future. If a coalition fails, they will see the candidate of the youth. Whether they like it or not, we will come as a representation of your failure to unite. And that will have to show the Gambian people we're not coming to win, but to record in history, in the narratives, that this is what happens. It is not Adam Barrow, it is the Gambian people themselves, together with our opposition parties, that have led to this failure. So therefore, we, the Gambian people, will move emotion to turn the Gambia into a monarch and not even allow Barrow 15 years but to be pronounced king, because that is what we show the entire people, that we insulted ourselves as a people to sit here for more than 10 years and allow someone who came only for 3 years and later on went for 5 years and continue to stay for his own party. If we, the Gambian people, allow that, it will be the greatest insult, and the youth will not allow their names to be reckoned in that part of the history. So let that be very clear.
A very befitting answer. Yes.
Is your question answered?
Thank you, Sidi, our good brother, for your question. I was going to allow at least one fact member just to react to that, and then we move to the next question. We beg your pardon. Thank you, brother. Yeah. Lawyer Martin, do you have something to say to react to that, or any other fact member? Okay. Okay. Then let's smoothly proceed until then. Next individual from the media. Yes.
Hi, thank you very much. I am Abdullah from Plus Argentina. My question is going to be direct. All of these about students we are mentioned, we are going to involve political parties. Coalition for building, you understand that civil society to play a critical role. So I'm going to know where the island is ready to also include civil society. In your strategy, although you said that you don't have a structure for now, but I don't know whether it's part of the strategy to make sure that they are included in the formation of this coalition.
Does any PAC member want to react to that?
To answer the question, this was mentioned.
I don't want everything to answer.
We will go to the next step. It is well answered there.
So, hello? So, if you listen to my speech also, actually I mentioned earlier to say this in society, are part of it, individuals, people of interest. So, it's all done here. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, our brother, Mr. Ibrahim.
And we are aiming and craving to expand by including and inviting and amalgamating more civil society. We can have all the civil society organizations in this country, the best. So we are holding a neutral ground. We are not a political party. And since we are not a political party, of course we are playing the field of the civil society. And that means we are calling all civil society institutions on board so that we will act as a referee to the coalition that is going to take ownership of running into election to face the improvements and issues. We are not ushering of any presidential candidates, but we will stay alongside the coalition that will usher up a presidential candidate, and we will be observing, commenting, contributing, and offering our voices of caution and redirection and suggestion to that coalition political party that we want to help us uproot the undesirable NPP government. Please. I hope your question is answered. Thank you.
Thank you for the reaction. I think this is well said. Yes, I actually, I'll come back to you. Yeah. Yes, sir.
The first question is whether if that's the last question, if the particular person is our person, whether you are going to get as a quality. Yes, this is very clear here. I was saying here, part of the political party, FAR is a body, a group of people come together to do the consultation of the political parties to come together. If we see a big party here who have the same idea, the same idea we have, we go here. Interest of the country, not interest of the individual here. Our stand here is the interest of our nation, our country. So if whoever, any political party who have the same idea like that, we know that everybody is their alliance. The interest of the country, we are there. That's why we are in conservation. The second question is how many political parties from part of the park? How many political parties? I was saying here, these are 13 political parties to 15 political parties and what, including movement. So those political parties, I'm not mentioned here, they are already listed park. I say we consult those 13 or 13 to 15 political parties, we already consult them, we know their consent. And right now we are on top, we are on discussion. So that point we can make that point to cover this law to see this as we are telling people, the laws are on, people are entering. So it's really the whole city interest of the country. Whatever political talks are party or movement they will come. Nothing is not jeopardized now. This is collective work. We want to move together, we want to do it together, we want to put everything transparent. That's why we are calling and we are waiting. So I think I answered your question.
Yes, I confirm that now, but what if movement or political party has the things that you guys use?
Your question is answered. Okay. Thank you, brother. You're welcome. Yeah, I will come to you.
A springboard that allows for these parties to come together, discuss, and set up a leader for a coalition. Our job,
it becomes a success.
yes.
A success.
If it becomes a success, nobody in PAC here will be leading this coalition. If the coalition comes, our job as PAC is done. We have already constituted this. We will look to how they select their own stuff. It's for them to decide as the parties, since we are not a political body. We're here as a unifier, as a uniting body, giving them confidence, giving them trust, for them to work together to salvage the Gambia. That's our purpose. So if that becomes a success, then the job of PAC is done in this particular respect.
Does that
And
answer
next
your
question is what?
Yeah. What was your next question?
I know that my colleague said
To join the party. So just to move to my colleague's question, I think your question is that the fact that they are calling for
no,
a coalition.
my question is, let me make it clear here. Are you ready to join forces with the UDP leader? As many people are saying that the man is not competent as of now to lead this whole party. Are you ready to join forces?
First of all, that is totally untrue that the man is not competent. He is, in fact, very competent to lead this country, and that was recognized. We cannot keep on insulting people who has been here as a way of fighting for the Gambia. Nobody is safe. Everybody at one point in time in life has made one mistake or another.
Yeah.
So we must not be victimizing people every now and again. Nobody is beyond redemption.
That's Gambia.
So therefore, we should avoid saying that people are not competent. People are competent to lead this country. Yeah, but even if people say that, we as a people and duty bearers who speak to the citizenry, we must avoid those kind of mediocre thoughts to get out to the citizenry out there. So this is not correct. As a people, we know that our people are competent. If we have problems against them, let's speak against those problems. But it cannot attack the entire integrity of the person. We must pass that level of politics of humiliation, gaining political capital from insulting your opponents or bringing back what they say. What's in the heart of the people must march to the will of those, who stand for them at any given moment. So therefore, we are willing to join anyone and everyone. Someone said it here, including the National People's Party. This is about the Gambia. So you need to understand the message in its entirety, so you know what PAC stands for. It is the interest of the ordinary Gambian people that we are looking forward, and we know that the only way to do that is to unite the Gambia and find someone that will remove the government that wants to instill themselves for more than 3 terms after they themselves have promised us that they will write it, they will sign it, and they will seal that even if another president comes here, it will only be 2 terms, only to see them go after their own wars. So this is something that we must look as a Gambian people. Let's not always allow ourselves to be insulted. This is not who we are as a people. We are very smart individuals. We have the best policy documents in the Gambia, only that we don't put them to use. When we come, we don't give people, political candidates do not need a manifesto. The NDP recovery focus is enough of a manifesto for any political leader. These are our national documents that not one person thought to craft. So we must help ourselves by reprioritizing these national development plans and work together as a citizenry and stop seeing individual people to lead a country or to move. A country is moved by a collective of the people. So we will join anyone and everyone who comes to ensure that the interest of the Gambia stands first. And that is what we must jealously guard as every citizen here standing, be it journalists, be it activists, civil society, or all political groups. This is the stance of our.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
To add what we have already said, we are not discriminating anybody. As we said, but our mission is to ensure that we bring all parties together. So we have respect for all parties, whether it's UDP or any one party. So UDP, they chose Loyal Jainaba as their leader. Who are we to say, no, he is and that? But that is not what our mission or mission is. So basically, definitely, we will not follow. Whosoever is elected as a leader, we have that respect for them. And we are calling on all of them to please listen to this national call. So, obviously, we can come together with any other party that exists as an opposition. Definitely, or movement or whatsoever.
Okay, thank you. Let me come there in Maniga. So somebody was saying something around here. Part Nilman Najan to come on, I mean, our personal more than possible that or political government Okay, come down more than I mean, there's more money. There's been bills of where do we go? Let them get money. Hati more golden like program. Same we have first position. Alpha program. I try to be in a mirror. Those days, in the middle of the program, I will go and see move to go on. Even my program, it is on the road in down. So, Ogama, the development platform of the other more competent, what I personal issues are that one. Therefore, as a body, what a group of the Yoba, Gambia, Nagambia, all Gambians. So, Ogama, political party, young aspect, and not the media, not the media, other than Yamo. Function clean the bar, no running aside. Function clean Patina, no running aside. Naturally, Tabu of the Yanko, Italy, as a matter of the Minga came over for content. Well, the Ning of Yamakoya, meanwhile, no failure. Parma fail, Governor failure, personal governor fail. The dinner you show, and you show the government would be so, what the last person, but one more of floor. But the more data, no, Gambia to the channel, and finally, the Javaja, the one for Buya, and Narito, whatever not be Buya and respect, and president of Yamakoya, now money by Mohammed, the Boko. We know government will go, and government will go. So we will go every government of one country. So the government will say, look, on the 2026, the government. So, Mandela or two of the Mandela special political party to attack them. Every political party is coming to India. They are on the committed now a base of room for it. This is not the scientists. We need all those people in that government. So, in the interest of country and government, they all have to to bring that government. So, I think that one is clear in this particular way. So, we want to go.
Yeah.
This time, because information is very important. Intellectual learning is about science and not very difficult. We are also the fact that go. The English of the person being that is together. Our mirror, Makara 2016 midterm, Makara coalition, I can feel young. Mr. Commission. You have only one option, let them mirror. What if comes from Napa? After one of Napa, you will use one, you will not be like so. Yes, one of the life of Napa, you must not have you want a job, but you will not go to the double. 50 on a car, can go to Mumbai. I think the Senior Nobel, I'm taking care of the whole country, the whole Gambia, by the general basic and you must have done.
in many cases, if you fail to plan, you are planning to fail. So there should be a plan in place first before I attack what is now they fail and book up money. Unless you have a good plan land, how many of them need to do? You must have put up the stop. I'll get the fail and the home. You must have put up Nahamu the Kappa, the Dinga Pali, Benamu the Kalipo, you know, Gambian Suda and Mina, but the last collection is the Gamma because they sell their and people after they succeeded, then they decided to work living Gambians with nothing but all the best conditions. So
Deputy Chair. Yeah, Deputy Chair, thank you.
One can go back. Don't not take a legacy. People don't agreement or this is a project that now. Because you agreement, I hold the school represent. Now represent it. Don't make it. You don't need how communicate citizens to it. People don't support the official. They are the official government. Who like that? Family who want to have the official on his day. Don't go signature man karaje. Don't go agreement man karaje. But make it a good model coalition 2016. Well, you could do it move it was only about change. After the change, Mumang Koli Katikoreke, Paul Mendela, Yabon, Yasaka Tonya, 3 years. What is the coalition or time? Besides the benefit of 3 years, over that contest, we volunteers the government can have an equal playing field for a multi-party contest. Simon National, but a constitution of 5 years. And a constitution of 5 years, that is the law. But it is also when the coalition was sitting, and in Gambian only Qatar we are fulfilled. It is a moral job, not just by law. So when I'm going before, majorities do not decide what is right or wrong. Your consent laws. Meaning that I'm going to Qatar amendment, so before make an amendment, let the canal avoid the one of the whole bay at the sea. Decided to make an amendment, what can I say what I kan whatever number the whatever dunia sampai then the sila the democracy sampai the rule of law sampai luar lena no ada dua beda luar no sampai bahan luar dia mau kata dengan kali bila kalau mau yang anda biar buat tidak kan luar simpul luar dia karena muka love your neighbor as you love yourself so don't forget so luar seperti itu boleh anda ada constitution of parliamentary jadi anda control naga ko gamen sampai pour boleh nak ni buat kita jadi misal so wala na kala po nga na yan na wala no wala ala so no kaya isa de mo si ni na mo tele wala ani silo la menta ko ala wala ko na nga wala na kala wala.
Okay, thank you so much, Kimo. Like I said, let's get your name so that we will not be, running up and down. We want to make sure that we give chances to others as well who have not asked questions to also, get the opportunity to clarify their maybe thoughts. Let me hand over to Ibuge from back. Then one of the journalists this side, I don't see him again. Has been answered. Okay, then still we give chance to others. Yeah, Ibu, you have the floor. This on already, yeah.
No, you have it.
You have it. On it now. Sorry.
Assalamualaikum. Mai protokol ini ya, di video ya. Pengal lima dan lebih juga yang buat ini dari usul. Lima itu lagi mau nation dapat ambil hewan. Mistake. Minyawa tidak melakukan pun ayat berkini. Jadi konvei juga, untuk orang yang di politik saya ini, orang apa yang jumlah target, bukan di beda, bukan di waktu ini, kondisi target logo, itu beda punya. So punya ini beda, amnesty itu pun, wala amnesty itu amnesty itu ada di kau. Walau orang yang bersama, itu di Kenya. Gak ekonomi ini, mana ini lebih dulu. Ini tu mana? Ini nyokoi terus. Ini ni kalau ada mau dañoo indi xalaat bi ne li xewoon nag li am te réew mi moo doxee ñu bëri am gisaay nañ ne war nañoo am modèle bi ñu kon nañ créé kii xam nañ ne am nañu yeneen yu créé lu mel ni ñii waaye ñun ñëpp ñoo bokk réew mi su boobaa ñu ne ñu ñëpp lu kenn man ñaar ko daa suñu liggéey bi amul solo suñu liggéey bi amul solo ñu toog wane wàcce liggéey yooyu nga boobaa réew mi dinañ gis suñu bopp Gambie amul kooku fii rek ci suñ bànqaas liggéey yi dañ jéem dem ci gox goxaan yi yëpp dañ fa am ay pratique dañ fa am ñu ko toogal dañ fa dem waxtaan ak nit ñi nit ñi ñooy tànn kuy jiite duñu ñooy tànn kuy jiite ñun dañoo liggéey environnement dafa ñu tànn ki ñëpp soxla ki ñëpp soxla nag dafa am lu mu war a mel dafa am lu mu war a yegg loolu ñu ñëpp koy xam wax ñu li ñu wax rek mooy foog ne ñi war a jiite réew mi war naa mel nii war naa mel nii war naa mel nii ñu àndee ko ji ñu nekk yokkal yi wàññi di yokkal yi dafay am yenn officier tey ñun bébét boobu lañ am bébét boobu lañ indi ci askan bi tegal leen ko ngeen jël ko tasaare ko xam ne am na luy xew yi xew yëpp ñëw bokk ci wax nañ ne am na ñoo xam ne yëg nañ ko bi ñoo ko ñoom dégg nañ ko bokk ci waaye ne Gambie yow mën a jënd yooyu ñoo ko ne ko bi moom benn ak ko bi yeesoo ko gis kàkka boo ko wér ko bi ak yow wala bi nekk bari na ñu ne léegi dañ tasaare ñëpp ñëw ñu bokk liggéey Gambie jërëjëf.
Yeah, Ibu, thank you so much. Yeah.
Mai ke beralasan TV. Wow, lagu ni mahal. Wanya kon wale sonsulan ni. Dengan di yang wanya suwi ni. Depannya di wale sonsulan ni hamil terna ni. Hidup yang posisi. Yang sudah kene lolo. Because wale sonsulan mati kisi balik. Di balik ini dia wale sonsulan saya ni. Jauh lebih jauh.
Like the ambassador, the question is very pertinent. Of course, if we support a coalition that brings change, the change has to be managed. They all mention it here. The change that we expected to give us a fresh start, that's why we have been, Gambia has been in this political, insecurity because, and then the polarization. Who don't be new now, let's see that so we know what the way, who are the parties they check ownership, you said, oh, have the partner who Why, in the event of a change, we have learned the lesson of 2016 that some of these frameworks that we have built, the mechanism that was built to govern, after guiding Kubai, what I only is local. So more than imperative to go back to those failures as they mentioned. Alright, so what we will do, we will be very, very careful, and some of us will work on a framework. The framework will be there, the guiding framework. And our main aim also is we want to curtail the executive betrayal or the too much executive powers. Because we've seen it, 2016, that's what we have. Instead of daily focus on what they call a transitional path, the next thing is that there was too much politics with what happened. 2016, LPP was born before even the transition. So the one that we're going to select, let me make it clear. As we call for unity, we want what they call a national unity government. So that the political we want this political vibes of polarization, this type of so-called ethnicity issues. We have been fighting each other for no good reason. Gambia needs a political sanity, needs a political tranquility, so that our youth can get jobs, our youth can be focused. But most of the time, if you see most of our social media, the youth are always at each other because of politics. No, we're going to do that. And then to your question, we will build legal framework. Somebody mentioned here the constitution. It's going to be a constitution that has to be realized after when the 2026 is gone. So in short, competent people who are ready to do work. It's not about because I have my party, so I'm getting from Kabul pick. No. We have Gambians are one of the most talented people in Africa. Really. All the international listening, you have them. But this time around, it has to be competent those who can deliver for Gambian people. Not the new feeling who because minister or director. We've seen West. At the end of the day, everybody is affected here. This is a one thing after Kotua, you are born out of frustration. Didn't even know to know banning meeting every time. So let me shut it because I'm the time of this thing. But your answer is that loan more happened in 2016, managing change. This time around, we set and loan. The executive, one by one, he didn't go hotel. Among the 3 years, it should be an executive. We will have certain agreements with you before you step into this thing. And the partisan issue, as I said, confidence matter. Yes, but again, you have to be directed anyway, in short. Yeah.
Thank you very much, lawyer.